Living in a better world through music is what you might say Russ Solomon, founder of the nation's second largest record chain, is trying to achieve. Now, he won't come right out and say that, but the Sacramento music mogul does have plenty to say about pop music and how he thinks it continues to bring East and West closer together.
Being in the music business, per se, really keeps you young. That's really what it's about. It keeps you young is an interesting word. Really what you're talking about is keeps you contemporary.
Solomon is 62 years contemporary now, and you can sense that from walking into his West Sacramento office filled with modern art, the latest high-tech entertainment equipment, and piles upon piles of the latest CDs, LPs, cassettes, and videos, a repository of American pop culture, if you will, that he's spreading beyond the U.S. with plans to bring Tower music stores, maybe, to Moscow.
The dream of one world, which is the ultimate dream of one world without war and strife, is brought closer by the serious exchange of culture and serious understanding of various cultures. The spread of Western music, American and English music especially, has really helped in that regard. I mean, the rest of the world can understand America, and they can understand England essentially in what is basically Western thought through the music.
Now, Solomon isn't saying a whole lot about the Moscow proposal at this point, except that it's been a dream he's had for some time now. Any political obstacles at this point?
Music in general has been polluting for years and years, and we seem to be better off as a result of it. I mean, the Charleston of the 20s was considered to be the worst thing that could happen, you know, the breakdown of morality and everything else under the sun, but morality didn't really break down, did it? So that's the things that people fear most are really give ventilation to new ideas, and those new ideas then produce better ideas in the future.
I'm back in the USSR. Hey, you don't know how lucky you are, boys. Back in the USSR.
As for Solomon's dream of a better world through music, he cites two ambassadors of pop,
which are the Beatles and Elvis. The Beatles especially, who gave a message that they somehow intuitively understood what the young people that were listening to them wanted to hear and what concerned them, and they voiced it clearly, and that's why their popularity, I should say, has been that almost perennial. Elvis, in a slightly different way, opened up a new kind of thing, which I think tended to break down fears and prejudices of some people by letting them identify with a kind of music which was part of another kind of people which they didn't understand necessarily, but it was quick to understand. They could understand the message of the songs and the message of the performances and so on, and as a result, that became a great equalizer, and it was great.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it. It's got a backbeat, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it.
Tower Records sales last year were reported to be $350 million. Someday, the word record might have to be dropped from the store logo.
The LP will disappear. We don't know exactly when. There's some speculations and guesses that 1992 maybe they'll stop manufacturing LPs and that CDs will become the record. And but that doesn't matter. I mean, the sound carrier itself is not the important thing. I mean, that just it goes along and evolves by virtue of good technology and ever advancing technology. It's the music that keeps on going.
What kind of music would you hear in Russ Solomon's headphones?
My tastes are very Catholic. I'm just as happy with classical music or blues or rock and roll or folk music, whatever, you name it, we like it. I was listening to a Wynton Marsalis this morning. Wynton Marsalis Quartet record, a live performance. It was pretty good. That was tasty, but tonight or tomorrow morning or something like that, I'll listen to something else.
Tower Records has a reputation of having that something else in its 45 U.S. stores and 8 overseas outlets, full of any music lover's demands. That, says Russ Solomon's, one of the best parts of his job.
Really kind of a frosting on the cake that we're baking all the time, that we are able to give a lot of pleasure. Because it's fun to do it. It's fun to build record stores. I don't know anything. I don't know how to do anything else anyhow. I couldn't do a regular job. Building record stores is fun to do. I get a charge out of it. The people around me get a charge out of doing it, and the results of it to the public that we reach out there is to expand their knowledge of how much music there is available, and the response has been a gas, actually.
The musical world of Russ Solomon, from Iraq and his dad's Sacramento drugstore to a company worthy of Fortune 500 status. A different kind of corporate leader who collects the neckties of East Coast executive types. He's got them in a case outside of his office door. And with any luck, he may be able to add a Soviet necktie to his collection before too long. I'm Ken Hunt.